If you've ever walked into a bakery or scrolled through Instagram, you've definitely seen a cake that looks like it came straight out of a fairy tale, vibrant red, with a flawless white frosting. It's red velvet. It's elegant, it's photogenic, it's a mystery. But here's the question few ask. Why on earth is it red? And the answer might surprise you. It wasn't to look pretty. It wasn't for Instagram. In fact, the red color of red velvet was born from a chemical reaction that happened by accident, and what we know today is the result of one of the biggest heists in baking history. Come along as we uncover the complete history of red velvet cake. To understand red velvet, we first need to forget the color red. Because in the 19th century, the term velvet cake didn't refer to color, but to texture. It was an extremely soft, velvety cake, made with almonds, cocoa, flour, and butter. The original recipe first appeared in 1839 in a cookbook called The Improved Housewife. At the time, the cake was brown or beige, and the term velvet was a compliment to its texture, not its appearance. The turning point came when bakers started adding vinegar and buttermilk to the recipe. The vinegar reacts with the buttermilk and the cocoa, which at the time was not alkalized, and this chemical reaction enhanced the natural reddish hue of the cocoa. It was an unexpected side effect. The texture became even softer, and the cake gained a subtle reddish tone. In the 1920s and 1930s, the cake began to be called red velvet cake in some recipes, but it was still a subtle red. The intense red color we know today is a product of the Great Depression. In times of scarcity, people sought small luxuries. That's when the Adams Extract Company from Texas started selling red dye and vanilla extract together in a kit, and the recipe they attached to the product was a vibrant red cake. The idea was simple: sell more dye. And it worked. The artificial color made the cake much more vibrant and Instagram-ready, even though Instagram was still decades away. Red velvet's fame exploded in the 1950s when the Waldorf Astoria, New York's most famous hotel, began serving the cake in its restaurant. The recipe became such a hit that customers asked for it to make it home. The hotel would oblige, but would send a $100 bill along with the recipe. The story went viral, and red velvet became the most famous cake in the country. To this day, legend has it that the Waldorf Astoria stole the recipe from a customer named Mrs. Charles T. Dobbins, who claimed to have created the cake. The hotel never confirmed, but the story became culinary folklore. In the 1970s, red velvet went out of fashion. It was considered tacky, artificial, a thing of the past. But in the 1980s, it made a strong comeback. The film Steel Magnolias, 1989, featured the cake as a symbol of tradition and family. The scene of the groom's cake shaped like a lobster trap became iconic. Red velvet was reborn as an American baking classic. Block 7, Fun Facts and the Science. Modern red velvet uses red food coloring, but some bakers still use the original recipe with beetroot powder to add color without chemicals. The traditional frosting is cream cheese frosting, invented in 1872 by a New York farmer trying to replicate French Neuchâtel cheese. The cake has its own day. September 26th is National Red Velvet Day in the United States. The chemical reaction between cocoa and vinegar/buttermilk is still used in traditional recipes to enhance color and texture. So, the next time you bite into a slice of red velvet, remember, you're not just eating a red cake. You're tasting over 180 years of history that began with a velvety texture, passed through an accidental chemical reaction, was turbocharged by a dye company during the Great Depression, was stolen by a luxury hotel, forgotten, and resurrected by cinema. Red velvet is proof that the best food has stories worth telling. Now I want to know from you, have you ever tried red velvet? Do you prefer the traditional beetroot version or the modern one with dye? And most importantly, did you know the Waldorf Astoria story? Tell us in the comments. If you enjoyed this colorful story, hit that like button to help the channel grow. And if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe now and ring the bell because every week a new story is coming out of the oven. See you on the next plate.